Imagine waking up one morning, turning on your tap, and watching brown water splutter out. It smells like rust and rot. A boil water advisory flashes on your phone. Do not drink without boiling. You rush to the store, but every bottle of water is gone. People fought over the last cases an hour ago. You've got maybe 2 days of clean water left. Now what? You panic. But 80 years ago, during the Blitz, tens of thousands of Londoners faced that same nightmare. And they didn't panic. German bombers had shredded water mains, leaving entire neighborhoods dry and desperate. Yet somehow, 47 families on a single street had pure drinkable water every day. No boiling, no electricity, no bottled water. Their secret? Wartime ingenuity. Their solution was a marvel of simplicity, the ceramic pot gravity filter. 2 unglazed terracotta flower pots, one inside the other. Water poured into the top pot seeped through microscopic pores in the clay walls. Bacteria, too large to fit through the 1 to 3 micron pores, were left behind. What dripped into the lower pot was crystal clear, clean water. But the real magic came from a thin coating of silver nitrate painted inside the upper pot. Silver kills. Its ions rupture bacterial membranes, killing pathogens on contact. The ceramic trapped them, the silver destroyed them. Together they formed one of the most effective water purifiers ever made. The British Ministry of Health tested these filters in 1943 and found they removed 99.3% of bacteria, outperforming most modern home filters. Each unit lasted more than a decade. No cartridges, no electricity, no moving parts, just gravity and chemistry. While modern filters cost hundreds over time, the wartime ceramic system could be made for less than a single meal's cost. During the Blitz, over 47,000 families used them, preventing an estimated 12,000 cases of waterborne illness. It wasn't glamorous, but it worked, quietly, consistently, and cheaply. Building one was simple. Families used 2 unglazed terracotta pots, the kind that darken when wet. The smaller one sat inside the larger with space for filtered water to collect below. A few sprays of colloidal silver embedded the metal into the clay's surface, water dripping through contacted silver every step of the way, ensuring sterilization. Some families added a small spigot near the base for convenience, while others simply ladled water out. With a wooden lid or board to keep out debris, they had a rugged, self-sustaining filter that could last 15 years or more. No power, no maintenance, just stone, silver, and patience. When terracotta wasn't available, families turned to sand and charcoal filters. These layered filters worked like miniature water treatment plants. Gravel at the bottom prevented clogging. Coarse sand removed parasites and grit. Fine sand trapped bacteria. Crushed charcoal on top eliminated odors and chemicals. Water poured in at the top emerged clear and drinkable at the bottom. Though not as perfect as the silvered ceramic pot, it could remove up to 95% of bacteria and all visible sediment, duramides, and at twice the speed. Many combined both methods, sand filter first, ceramic second, clean, safe, efficient. But the most fascinating method was biological. The bio-sand filter didn't just trap pathogens, it used living organisms to destroy them. After a few weeks of use, a thin layer of natural bacteria, called the Schmutzdecke, formed on top. These microorganisms fed on the harmful bacteria and viruses entering the water, neutralizing them naturally. Once established, the filter achieved up to 99% bacteria and 90 to 99% virus removal, rivaling modern technology. But it required care, daily use to keep the biological layer alive. Families treated it like a living pet, feed it water, keep it moist, never let it dry. Once running, it lasted a decade with minimal maintenance. For those with nothing, no clay, no sand, no silver, there was cloth filtration. Torn shirts or bed sheets were folded into several layers and stretched over containers. It wasn't sterile, but it was a start. The cloth removed visible dirt, debris, and large parasites, buying time until better solutions arrived. It turned muddy, disease-ridden water into something clear enough to boil safely. Crude, yes, but it saved countless lives. And when the sun appeared, people turned to solar disinfection, or SODIS. It cost nothing and needed no tools. Clear glass or plastic bottles filled with water were placed in direct sunlight for 6 to 8 hours. Ultraviolet light and heat worked together to kill 99.9% of bacteria, viruses, and parasites. The limitation: Britain's weather. In cloudy London it wasn't reliable, but in colonies and sunnier regions it was a game changer. For those brief moments of summer clarity, the sun became nature's sterilizer. Then there was the haybox, a brilliant trick to make boiling possible when coal was scarce. Boiling kills everything, but it guzzles fuel. Wartime families couldn't afford that luxury. The haybox solved it. They'd bring a pot of water to a rolling boil for 1 minute, then place it inside a box lined with hay, straw, or even crumpled newspaper. The insulation trapped heat for hours, keeping the water above 60 degrees Celsius, hot enough to kill pathogens slowly but completely. The result? Sterilized water using only 10% of the normal fuel. What once required 10 minutes of burning coal now needed 1. Families across Britain built hayboxes from scrap wood, turning fuel scarcity into innovation. Each of these systems had strengths and weaknesses, but together they formed a powerful survival network. Ceramic filters for long-term purity, sand filters for speed, biosand systems for virus control, cloth filters for emergencies, solar disinfection for sunny days, hayboxes for fuel rationing. Every tool was born from necessity, shaped by war, and powered by nothing more than gravity, biology, and human resilience. What's striking is how these low-tech methods outlasted modern ones. No plastic cartridges, no electricity, no supply chains, just materials found in any home or backyard. They worked because they obeyed timeless principles of science: filtration, heat, light, and microbial balance. 80 years later they still do. Survival experts and off-grid engineers now study these World War II systems for their simplicity and reliability. When modern technology fails, these forgotten filters still deliver what matters most: clean, safe water. So if your tap ever runs brown, remember the Londoners of 1941, ordinary families surrounded by chaos who refused to panic. They didn't hoard bottles, they didn't wait for rescue, they built their own solutions with clay, sand, sunlight, and patience. Their war wasn't just against bombs, but against thirst and disease. And with the simplest tools imaginable, they won.